Join the Comgiverse Patreon for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes access, and special perks. Support the channel and connect with a community of revolutionary intellectuals and scholars. Click the link in the description to join now.
And shifting focus to West Africa, where Sahel junta nations are now locked in a deepening diplomatic row with Algeria. Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso have withdrawn their ambassadors from Algiers, accusing Algerian forces of shooting down a Malian drone. The three military-led allies announced the move in a joint statement, calling it a violation of their sovereignty. Last month, Mali accused Algeria of shooting down a surveillance drone over its northern region. Algeria confirmed it took down a drone without elaborating any further. It claimed the drone had entered its airspace. Now, Algeria says that the drone was destroyed near its town in Tinzouatine, which is near Mali's northern border. Now, Mali's northern region is a stronghold for Tuareg separatist rebels who have been fighting Mali's military government. But Mali has denied Algeria's claims, saying that the drone was operating within its own territory. Bamako went further and accused Algiers of sponsoring international terrorism. Now, Algeria has been historically involved in Mali's conflict with the separatists. It was, in fact, the main mediator in the 2015 peace deal between Mali and the Tuareg rebels. But since the 2021 coup, Mali's military government has grown increasingly hostile to Algeria's role. The junta now accuses Algeria of undermining the peace deal and holding unofficial talks with rebel leaders. It alleges that Algeria is maintaining close relationship with the rebels. It had recalled its ambassador from Algeria in 2023 as well.
The simmering tensions between Mali and Algeria, often perceived as a contemporary geopolitical struggle, are deeply rooted in a historical beef woven over 3 millennia. This rivalry, echoing ancient conflicts between Kemat and the Libu tribes, finds its modern embodiment in Malian conflict centered around the Tuareg Imahag of Azua. These Imahag are the descendants of the nomadic tribes documented in pharaonic inscriptions. Imahag communities exhibit the following genetic characteristics: ancient North African Y DNA. EM81 frequencies are observed among Tahal, Libyan Imahag at 90%. Back migration mtDNA H1 frequencies are observed among Libyan Fezzen Imahag at 61%. The Imahag also share autosomal connections with the Beja people in the Hapi River Valley and diverged from a common ancestor in North Africa around 5,000 years ago. The term Libya, derived from the Egyptian Libwe, later adopted by Greeks to describe the African continent, underscores a continuity of identity and conflict. Let's review the long-standing beef between these two populations. During the 4th dynasty, Libyans first appearing comedic art as conquered others in the funerary temples of Sahir and Nayuser. These reliefs depict bound captives with feathered headdress, visual propaganda framing Libya's tribes as eternal adversaries. This artistic othering, etched into stone, laid the ideological groundwork for 3 millennia of rivalry. During the 6th dynasty circa 2200 BCE, as Egypt's old kingdom waned, pharaohs expanded westward, colonizing oases like Boharia to control trade routes and water sources. These outposts became flashpoints, igniting tensions with Libyan nomads whose ancestral territories were absorbed into Kemat's growing sphera, precursor to modern disputes over Azawads. During the 11th dynasty circa 2000 BC, King Mentuhotep II's Gerbeline relief commemorates victories over Rebu and Tenu Libya, signaling Kemet's shift from defense to aggression. The inscription's triumphalism mirrors Mali's 2025. Accusations against Algeria both frame their adversaries as invaders to legitimize retaliation. During the 12th dynasty circa 1950 BCE, Menhat I launched a brutal campaign against Libyan incursions. Though historians speculate these were likely migrations driven by drought, his preemptive warfare destroying crops, poisoning well zest, abolished a playbook later adopted by colonial powers and modern states to destabilize nomadic communities like the Tuareg. During the 18th dynasty from 1550 to 1300 BCE, New Kingdom pharaohs boasted of crushing Tenanu tribes, but the Libu and Meswesh emerged as formidable foes. Their first mentions in Kemetic records mark a turning point, no longer faceless desert dwellers. These tribes now had names, leaders, and strategies. The Libu's resilience foreshadowed the Tuaregs' centuries-long resistance to centralized rule. During the 19th dynasty, circa 1250 BCE, Ramesses II's fortress at Zawayat, al-Rakama, chain of militarized border posts, mirrored Mali's modern strategic bolstering of their border against Algeria. Both sought to contain nomadic autonomy. Yet Merneptah's great victory over Libyan Sea, People's Coalition's 1208 BCE, proved fleeting. Inscriptions at Karnak detail severed hands and piled genitals, atrocities echoing the tactics of Islamic extremists in modern Mali. During the 20th dynasty, circa 1180 BCE, Libyan settlers flooded the delta, their gradual assimilation destabilizing Kemet from within. By the third intermediate period, 21st, 24th dynasties, Meswesh chieftains like Shashank I ruled Egypt, embedding Libyan customs, matrilineal genealogies, warrior queen cults into pharaonic culture. This cultural hybridity, erased by later Arab and European chronologies, resurfaced in Kabyle demands for a Mazai recognition. During the 7th-6th centuries BCE, Greek colonization of Cyrene, 631 BCE, fractured Libya's tribal networks. When Libyans begged Pharaoh Uprise 572 BCE to expel Greek settlers, his defeat exposed Kemet's waning power, humiliation paralleling Algeria's loss of influence in Mali to Russian-backed juntas. Meanwhile, Siwa Oasis's Egyptianization under Psamtik, I 664 to 610 BCE, demonstrated how cultural osmosis could outlast military conquest. Amid these clashes, Kabyle oral tradition preserved a distorted yet revealing origin myth. At that time there lived a man named Pharaon, or Pharaon. Pharaon ate in a coffin full of barley and was not satisfied. Pharaon then ate beans, black beans. Pharaon was fond of black beans. He ate greedily and in large quantities. He digested the beans. When he relieved himself, the black beans came out undigested. The black beans became Negroes on earth. This tale, likely rooted in encounters between Libu tribes and infra-Saharan African traders, reflects the era's racialized hierarchies. Pharaona, Berberized pharaoh, embodies Egypt's dual role as both oppressor and ancestor. The story's grotesque imagery, influenced by Quranic tales of Pharaoh's hubris, masks a deeper truth. Black Africans and Berbers shared the Nile Valley as a cultural womb. Though the Berber imagery of inner Africans is indeed racialists, it reflects a fact, now known by the Obingudiopian school of African historical linguistics. Here, black Africans are seen as a byproduct of the pharaonic civilization, or more specifically, a pharaonic continuum that extended from the Great Lakes region to the delta throughout the entire Hapi River basin. The post-pharaonic era elucidates these links when we look at populations descended from the Wangara inter-empire. The transition period from the ancient Titjit culture to the Ouagadougou Empire was marked by a period of so-called Berber syncretism. Further examination shows evidence of Garamante populations migrating towards Western Sahara, bringing with them Fougara technology from ancient Kemet. These Garamante carried Sahelian body proportions, and the writing was used to articulate Sudan languages like Songhai. Even the name that Amazigh merchants have for the Sunik, in Asuanik, validates orature detailing Dingasite and his ancestors originating from Aswan in the Hapi River Valley. Genetic studies confirm ancient trans-Saharan migrations linking Northeast Africa to West Africa. Dr. Busby et al. Identify Sudanic ancestry in modern West Africans from the Hapi River Basin, reflecting a Sahelian migration approximately 2,000 years ago. Aligning with Ethiopian migration models and oral histories, Dr. Alexandra Rosa ETHL document the M1MT DNA marker in Guinea-Bissau, tied to Kushite migrations from East Africa. Dr. Atanasio's Y chromosome analysis reveals E. clades originating in the Lake Chad Basin approximately 10,000 to 4,000 years ago, spreading northward before a southward return into infra-Saharan Africa. Additionally, EM78 subclades ECTSE says Navi Tres EV 6873 migrated from Northeast Africa to West Africa approximately 6,000 to 5,000 years ago, establishing direct genetic links between ancient KMT, Egypt, and modern West Africans via trans-Saharan lineages. Cambyses II's failed invasion of Siwa in 525 BCE, and Persia's annexation of Libyan oases by 500 BCE marked the end of an era. Yet Libyan Kemetic dynamics endured. The Meshwesh's genealogical obsessions resurfaced in Tuareg oral histories, while Siwa's oracle later advised Alexander the Greater, reminder that in North Africa, the past never dies. It adapts. The escalating tensions between Mali and Algeria, rooted in decades of regional power struggles and historical grievances, reached a critical juncture in April 2025, when both nations formally escalated their dispute to the United Nations Security Council. This crisis, marked by armed clashes, accusations of sovereignty violations, and shifting geopolitical alliances, underscores the fragility of stability in the Sahel and the complex interplay of local, regional, and global interests. Algeria has long positioned itself as a regional mediator, sponsoring for peace agreements between Mali and Tuareg-led Azawad movements since the 1960s. The 2015 Algiers Agreement, which granted limited autonomy to Azawad, collapsed after Mali's military-led transitional government formed following the 2020 coup rejected Algeria's role as a neutral arbiter. Bamako accused Algiers of favoring Azawad separatists, a charge exacerbated by Algeria's hosting of key Malian opposition figures, such as Imam Mahmoud Dicko, a leader of the 2020 anti-government protests. Mali's pivot toward Russia further strained relations. Bolstered by Wagner Group mercenaries, the junta, under transitional president Assimi Goïta, prioritized sovereignty and diversified partnerships, sidelining Algeria and former colonial power France. Algeria's attempts to reassert influence via Moscow faltered as Russia showed little interest in facilitating its return to prominence in Malian affairs. Tensions erupted in early 2025 following the destruction of a Turkish-made Malayan military drone near the Langor border. Mali accused Algeria of a hostile, premeditated action on its soil, while Algeria countered with claims of Malian airspace violations. Notably, the Azawad Liberation Front, rebranded faction of the National Movement for the Liberation of Azawad, MNLA, claimed responsibility for downing the drone, exposing Bamako's suspicion of Algerian collusion with separatist groups. On April 9, 2025, both nations submitted letters to the UN Security Council, though neither requested an emergency session. Mali's submission condemned Algeria's aggression, framing the incident as a sovereignty violation, while Algeria denounced alleged airspace breaches. Analysts interpreted the move as an effort to internationalize the dispute without immediate escalation. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, urged de-escalation, issuing a statement expressing deep concern and advocating dialogue. Simultaneously, Mali's anti-terrorism prosecutor launched an investigation to identify and prosecute those responsible for the drone's destruction, highlighting the domestic legal stakes of the crisis. Dr. Ben Bamba, an international relations expert, proposed UN-led solutions, including deploying an investigative team to gather evidence, a step that could either mediate tensions or deepen mistrust depending on its execution. Algeria's regional influence has waned amid border disputes with Morocco, interference in Libya, and accusations of harboring terrorist groups in Tindouf camps. Morocco, meanwhile, capitalized on Algeria's missteps by deepening ties with Mali through religious diplomacy, trade, and development projects. Morocco's soft power approach contrasts sharply with Algeria's coercive tactics, strengthening its foothold in West Africa. For Mali, addressing internal divisions and curbing Wagner-linked human rights abuses in the north is critical to maintaining domestic legitimacy. For Algeria, the loss of influence in Mali signals a broader decline in regional clout, exacerbated by authoritarian policies that hinder Maghreb integration. The crisis reflects the Sahel's volatile geopolitics, where historical rivalries, external alliances, and local grievances intersect. The UN and ECOWAS faced a litmus test in navigating this dispute, with their response likely setting precedents for future conflicts. As Mali and Algeria navigate this standoff, the stability of the Sahel hangs in the balance, stark reminder of how regional power shifts and global partnerships continue to reshape Africa's political landscape. The Mali-Algeria rift is more than a bilateral dispute. It is a microcosm of the Sahel's struggle for sovereignty, stability, and self-determination in an era of great power, competition, and regional fragmentation. The Mali-Algeria rivalry, a microcosm of Africa's ancient struggles, reveals how Pharaonic Kira conflicts over land, identity, and power persist in today's geopolitics. From Merneptah's stele to UN-Security Council chambers, the Sahel remains a theater where past and present converge. As Kabyle activists erect statues of Shashank and Sonic oralists recount Aswan origins, Africa's nations grapple with a legacy as enduring as the Sahara itself, a testament to the indelible imprint of history on the quest for tomorrow.
Join the Comgiverse Patreon for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes access, and special perks. Support the channel and connect with a community of revolutionary intellectuals and scholars. Click the link in the description to join now.